June 9th. And June 9th is auspicious. We have this thing going on. Have you seen Jupiter and Venus getting closer and closer in the western sky? Today is the day they are so close, they look like one. And hopefully the clouds will part tonight. I think the sun is in the clouds. So this is kind of a little inspired by that. All right, so we're going to start with some belly breathing and then work our way around the belt channel. We're keeping it local. That's kind of the theme. And how local, how much more local is ourselves, our consciousness, our body, our breath. Allow the breath in through the nose, expanding the belly on the inhale. As you exhale through the nose, it's a soft softening of the belly. Also a good time at kind of just to become aware of what's alive in your body. Notice any constriction. See if you can just put your focus into the diaphragm, into the lower abdomen. Allow the breath to fill that area. We don't keep our conscious breath going, but put our attention in different areas around our belt. So now the webbed area of our hands kind of squeezing in under the ribs, kind of where the floating ribs are. And I like to kind of bend my knees a little bit and feel like I'm getting wider. So I'm going to inhale and try to push my hands out. So keeping some tension here in the hands and pushing out the hands with the expansion that's happening in the torso there. And on the exhale through the nose, squeezing the hands and creating that tension again. So hopefully most of the movement is right there near the hands. Squeezing in the hands as you exhale. Keep going. One more at the side body here. Good day. And now the back, we're going to breathe into the kidneys. So the hands or the back of the hands or the forearm can rest in that area. And I do like to have a wider stance so that when we inhale, we tuck the tailbone under to open up that sacroiliac joint. Breathe and expand the area that the hands or the arms are touching on the inhale. And then on the exhale, just untuck the tailbone, neutral tailbone. If you can feel the tissues kind of expanding on the inhale. Kidney breath, belt channel breathing. Two more here. Tucking on the inhale, tucking tailbone. And kidney breathing could have the actual effect of massaging our kidneys, and that diaphragm drops and putting all that expansion in there. So, and that helps kind of circulate blood and takes some onus off the heart. So let us do our knocking on the door of life. We're turning from the center. Get a little pump in the knees. The arms are swinging purely with momentum, but with some vigor. Breath is deep into the belly. I encourage us to like look over our shoulder, get the neck opened gently. And now we're actually knocking all around this belt channel. And the belt channel is the only horizontal meridian in the Chinese medicine system. The rest go up and down. And this one cinches all the meridians. It kind of is very much on the earth plane, on the body plane, connects us with our tribe, our people, survival, and literally kind of holding all the other flowing energy channels together right here at the belt. Let it feel good to have the arms just swinging. And then come up to the chest. Good morning. Neck, the twist is the whole spine. We're enlivening the spine. We move stuff around. Kidney, which is water, a little chest, lung, which is metal, and then we'll do a little wood up at the trapezius, gallbladder channel. Cupped hand. Just knocking out tightness and tension, keeping on. We're gonna come back to the chest when you're ready. Back is in belly. Back to the belt. And then let's drop into water grade. So take an inhale, and on the exhale, we're just yin arms. So no longer striking the body, but still turning from the center. If my fingers are like combing my field or drawing a yin yang symbol or something. Let this drop us into present moment awareness. Do it a little slower. And come to stillness. Welcome. Welcome. We are celebrating the conjunction of Jupiter and Venus, which is happening right now and will be visible tonight after sunset, if there are no clouds. And they will look like one, is what I'm told, or what I'm expecting, potentially hoping to see. And those just energies are, there's so much good in that. There's so much good, like expansion of love at the very least, like you just like the most simplest interpretation. And we could, like, it's visible everywhere all around the world. So it's like, hey, expansion of love, let's do it. And in the sign of Cancer. So mothering, nurturing, the water, the feelings. All right, so let's come into our spinal cord breathing position. So the knees are bent. This is our cat-cow stand, and we open up the whole spine, not necessarily the hips, the spine, and then tuck everything on the exhale. Coordination of breath and movement. That inhale creates an opportunity for synchronized upward movement. Exhale, synchronized tucking. And the arm movement's just really nice opening of the chest, upper back, armpits. Five. View. The second person's off. One more. The astrologer I was listening to this morning, just to get some inspiration, is talking about the locality, like somehow this is really symbolic of what's really nearby and local, our friends, our neighbors, our connections. And that reminds me of this principle of sufficiency, like just the treasure of our bodies and what we can do with that, like just opening the spine, like the enoughness of that, and how good it is when we lean into that enoughness and sufficiency. Mm-hmm. So that's my invitation too, in our neighborliness with ourselves. So we're going to open the spine side to side. So that we've done the spinal enlivening. We're shifting the weight side to side. Oh, that's not me. Yay. Sorry. I don't recognize that sound. Thought it would have love. So shifting the weight and moving so that the momentum waves the spine laterally, head and neck get in to easy flowing movement.
Does this one have a name, Beth?
Dog wags its tail.
Oh yeah.
Right. Yeah. And you can change the tempo. It could be like a puppy, or it could be like slow, barty dog. You know,
go Chihuahua or Tusky.
Because I like to get the momentum from the legs so that I can actually feel my tailbone and the lower spine kind of doing. It's just really relaxed. So there's some movement happening that's subtle. The head's going, and then wavy. And the health of our spine, and just kind of opening up the channel so that information can travel up and down spinal cord, like that. Oh. All right. So we did some spinal enlivening. Why don't we purge? Why don't we just make some space for all the good energy we're going to continue to tonify and strengthen today, and warm up the low back? Why don't we do our pump? So we are going to bend and straighten the knees. Bend and straighten the knees, and let the arms move with momentum. Yes, exhaling through the mouth on the way down. And you can reduce range of motion, but this is therapeutic for the low back. The low back kidneys, as well as it's releasing to the earth. Two more. And then bring some energy up from above and down below for any lightheadedness, settling, and then out to the side. And let's stay in a medium wide stance, or come to a medium wide stance, and let's do a forward fold. Our focus to stretch the back of the body, all the meridians in the back of the body. Breathe into the kidney, low back area, and let the upper body relax and surrender to gravity. Play with the bend or straightness of your knees. Play with allowing the breath to be as full as it can, matching the fullness of stretch. And the exhale, taking you closer to the floor, the earth. Soften your face and doggy, up the foot. One more breath here, then we'll do our flow, full body flow. And then to prep for that, bending both knees a little bit, grab back of one of your hands and roll on up on the inhale. Then you push your hips forward. Now you're going to get to the buttocks. Now we're stretching the front body muscles and the back body muscles. You could swan dive down, roll up with bent knees. Inhale. You could also just kind of slowly just roll down. Take care of your back. Make it your own practice. Whole body for breath and movement united. Patience. And then we'll do one more exhale, one more inhale, meeting at the top. Let's bring the arms out to the side, stop some traffic, stretch the meridians, open the palms and the fingers, spread the fingers ear towards the shoulder, just with the weight of the head. Yeah, exhaling through the mouth, maybe rolling across the shoulder for stretching lines of tension in the neck, arms. On the next exhale, rolling chin to chest to the other side. Next exhale to the mouth, bringing us back to chin to chest. Drop the arms, the head, feel the layers, whatever you need to do. Yeah, getting some sun here. All right, great. So let's do some hip circles. Yay! Soft knees and kind of getting some movement in this. It's not really called the lower belt or girdle, but it is where if we were still wearing girdles, we'd be constricting our beautiful flesh. No Spanx, right? No one's wearing a Spanx. Take your Spanx off if you're the modern day girdle. No Spanx here. So soft knees, and so a little bit movement in the hip joint and in the soft tissues of the butt. Hip flexors. You can even use your hands to kind of accentuate or kind of make the range of motion a little bit more, or do a little massage, trigger point kind of pressing. Going the other direction. And then we will go into arm spirals, but let's do, I'm kind of feeling like a inspiration to warm up the shoulders in a soft way, and then we'll do our like wild shoulder full body thing. So let's do the shoulder circling exercise. We're staggering our feet both widthwise and lengthwise. We're going to shift that weight from the front to the back knee and bend. So you just want a stance that makes sense for you in that. And then shift to the front, weight on the front foot, bend that knee, and then hinge from the hip. And we're just going to let that hand dangle from the shoulder joint and just kind of brush out any tendency to grip or use the muscles of the hand and the arm, soft and relaxed. And now shift the weight to the back, upright, little shrug. Shift the weight to the front, the hand and the arm travel around the leg. Shrug and let go. So the shrug is the only kind of constriction or contraction of the muscles up there, and then we let it go. Inhale. Exhale, perhaps, or just free natural breathing. Now everybody go limp. It's very gentle, but it's very effective for just up the shoulder, the energy in the shoulder. Down the outside, up the inside of the leg. All right, and then let's pause. And before we shift sides, just take a moment and tune into the invisible energy there, what you can feel sensationally, and see if you can feel a different side to side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, subtle, what's happening there. And then change sides. So opposite foot forward, get your stance for this kind of shift, weight shift, and then shift to the front, bend that knee, hinge at the hip, and then just let that hand and arm dangle. I like to just encourage limpness by brushing that tension out, shaking it. I tend to hold up in here in the armpit on this one, so good one to practice. Just relax. Shift to the back, do the shrug, to the front. All in all, just really surrender the gravity in the arm. Yeah, but you know, just full, easy breath.
Mm-hmm.
One more round. There you go. Right. And then we'll go back to our hip circles with some arm spirals. We do the kind of one arm at a time. I'm a little teapot. So mirror me. So maybe your left hand is up, palm face up. Your hip circles are going to be clockwise, opposite mine. And as the palm stays face up, it does these swirls like it's holding a little teacup going under. And inhale up. Exhale down. Small range of motion like this is, you know, turn the volume down on the range of motion and make it yours, but a full body opportunity is here. And also to see if you can not muscle the arm, let kind of the shape be, what the shape is, and let it kind of happen with momentum to the low body and peacefulness. One more. And still it's a workout, right? I mean, even if you just let all the momentum come to low body, you're still, the shoulder seems to get worked even when you're not trying to engage the muscles. I don't know what that is exactly, but maybe it's good for us, hopefully. We're gonna go, so I'm going clockwise. So you go counterclockwise with your hips, and then the arm kind of follows. Palm face up, head. Inhale here.
For some reason, I've always done this clockwise, either both directions.
Oh, really... so your hips go clockwise. That's good that you noticed that. So next time, try it the other way, or right now, because you're in a groove, you're in a little hip rut. Any new movements that are uncomfortable is a neuroplasticity happening. So prefer just to be a little uncomfortable or incompetent. Are you having it? Are you doing it?
Thinking and I can do it.
I can
do it when I don't.
I turn around. That's more helpful. So I am not married.
Yeah, the brain stops it, right? It goes.
Yeah. Am I doing it right? I'm going to do the other side also.
Yeah. Am I doing it right? Refer to that as a warrior pose.
Okay, 2 more circles. All right. I deem us all. Ding, 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 warmed up. So we're gonna do our shaking. Let's do some healing sounds. So I looked up the coordination of the planets to the organs and the Chinese medical system. So that's inspiring a metal and wood practice, and water's in between. Cancer isn't, they're on the sign of Cancer. So we'll do metal, water, wood. So let's do the sounds for that. So that's the metal, the water, chew, CHOOOOOO, and SHHHH. And so your shaking is bouncing from the feet, the knees, your heels could tap. Everything else is moving with momentum. Yep, going to the inhale through the nose. Exhale. S. Purging pathogenic chi, sadness and grief in the lungs. Two more. And then chew, CHOOO, for the kidneys. One more. And then to the liver. Oh wait, that was fear. Let's do one more for just consciously the energy of fear. We release it. And then we go to the liver, the wood element, which is frustration and anger. SH. Coming to stillness and noticing. Kind of a cleansing opportunity to purge with the sounds, shake up our whole field, our physical and energetic field, for getting that flow going on. Let's let the chi move our bodies from here on out and make it as effortless as possible. So let's do a little fountain. This is the flow to nurture and tonify kidneys and their batteries of our body, ruled by the water element and proximate to the low back. So nurturing and tonifying and helpful for the low back. So we are going to, and I'm going to turn to the side just for this tucking, visual of the tucking. So I'm at shoulder distance apart with my feet forward. And I'm gonna bend my knees and send my hips back and let the back of the hands come to the midline. I'm gonna go this way, sorry. And my knees are bent. Now I'm gonna tuck the tailbone under, open up that SI joint there and kind of roll up the spine. The hands follow all the way up to the collarbone level. And then parallel to the earth. And then just from the elbows, this fountain knee happens. And when I get to here, I start again. So bend the knees and the hips back. Back of the hands float towards the midline. Tuck the tailbone, roll up the spine, let the arms float up and follow. This is going to be our exhale. It's all through the nose now. And then the rolling up with the tuck is the inhale. The tucking can happen kind of in between the exhale and the inhale, but the inhale is floating and rolling up. Meridian runs from the bottom of the feet up the legs and up kind of on the side of the midline to here. So we're really just drawing, encouraging that energy to flow upward. So energy flows downward much more easily. So these flows kind of trace the path of the meridians, encourage that flow. And we're letting it be effortless and fluid like water.
And so you said it's the kidney meridian?
Kidney meridian, yep. Starts on the bottom of the foot, runs up the inside of the leg, and then up here and ends at the collarbone. And then here we send the hips back, we send the kidney back, the water and the energy fountains. It's like we're nurturing the low back here. And also just feel how good that feels to tuck the tailbone and kind of open that low back up. And then the whole spine unfurls from that movement. So synchronize your breath and your movement. So when you're ready to inhale, you should be down here and ready to roll up. And when you're ready to exhale, you should be about here. So kind of adjusting the length of movement and breath to kind of match. I think another thing I could just think of sufficiency is like the miracle of the elements, like the water we drink, the water that's flowing in our veins as blood, you know, it's just like kind of connecting in with the wealth and the sufficiency of these elements. The air, I did skip over the metal by accident. So here we go. Let's trust the flow here. I diverted from my plan. I am enough. A couple more here in Waterland. Do the standing posture. One more here. Letting the arms flow down in front now. We're going to set up for the standing posture. So this is, we're going to take it from like a lower embracing the tree pose. So root yourself, kind of feet making super good contact with what's underneath them, muting to rise, but not blocking the knees, letting the crown float up to the heavens, and then the branches of the arms kind of just nice big oval here. So what we're going to do though is move the arms behind us. So everything kind of stays the same and then moving them behind. It's called the bear. So now we're focused on the energy and the chi behind us. And with the knees a little bit bent, you're going to tuck the tailbone under like we did in the beginning for the kidney breath as we inhale. And as you exhale, just neutralize the tailbone. This is a standing posture to build and tonify the low back, kidneys. Tucking on the inhale. Feeling the chi at the back body. And if you like, visualizing blue light in the kidneys.
When you're tucking, are you also tightening your butt?
No, I'm not really like engaging the buttocks. No, not tightening the buttocks, but just opening, just to open this area up a little bit. And if you want, yeah, visualizing the blue light in the kidneys, low back, or in this oval shape. We'll do a couple more breaths. Nice. Let that go when you've done a couple of breaths there. So our sounds are purging, but the flows, the colors, and the postures are tonifying. So we take one step to kind of make some space and 3 steps to fill and nurture. So that's water. And so I skipped over metal, but let's go into the generative cycle and go into woodland. And we'll do a little tree sways in the wind, and then we'll see if we'll come back to metal. So we are going to become like trees now. Our roots into the earth, rooting to rise, coming kind of to a place where you feel like your spine can just kind of expand and create some space between the vertebra, your crown of your head, rising up. And again, our branches come back around to the front, effortlessly, just hanging off of our torso, right? With not a lot of muscling. And we're gonna, you can mirror me, you can turn to your right from the hips and let the arms follow. And then let the arms float up. My wrists are soft, my fingers are kind of dangling, and my fingers end up pointing at my head. Come back to the center, and then I grow my branches. And back to this oval shape, turn to the other side, float the arms up. Back to the center. And this one we're tracing and encouraging the flow of the liver meridian, which starts at the big toe, also up the inside of the leg, and then comes up more this side of the front seam, all the way up into the head. It's a very long meridian. So that's what kind of at the top, we're like touching, kind of energetically touching the top of the meridian, and then like trees drop the leaves, they exhale oxygen. We're just, resetting. So going to the first side, inhale, so hands and arms float up. Come back to the center, exhale. Turn to the side, inhale. Doing it as soft shoulders, not a lot of tension here. You might lift up a little bit, but keep everything soft muscularly. And I'm kind of holding my breath out until I turn, and then inhaling here. Holding my breath in as I turn back to center, exhaling. So we're tonifying the liver organ. Oh, apparently the liver is ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter! Are connected to the energies of Jupiter. And you could also use a little bit of dynamism in the knee bend to kind of create up and down. So like my knees are a little bit bent, and then as my hands rise, my knees get a little straighter, some a little taller. And then here I might go back, bend my knees, shift the weight a little bit to the heels. It's tree sways in the wind. So
Sometimes I think about like a feminized Jupiter is Lakshmi.
okay.
And your arms kind of look like Lakshmi.
I love that. And And that's neat because this also just with the conjunction with Venus and such opportunity for good fortune. Lakshmi is the goddess of, abundance among other things, right? Fortune, good fortune. Marna is an astrologer who just woke up. Lakshmi, good fortune. And unless we're going by the liver one out of every 2 times, and we're going by the liver meridian every time. Because the meridians are bilateral.
I'm gonna set up my telescope tonight.
Ooh,
It's
telescope,
coming out,
yes, please. And let's see, effortless, fine, and encouraging the flow of the energy in the liver meridian the whole way. Then when we get acupuncture, they're working on the blockages in the meridians to let the energy flow. So this is Qigong is part of Chinese medicine. So we're doing a little encouraging of the flow of the meridians all the way up. And I like to leave the tip of the tongue on the roof of the mouth. Reciprocity was another thing that this astrologer talked about. Spend time with people and in situations that feed and nurture you, where you want to maybe plant some seeds, and trees are such a beautiful example of this reciprocity. It's exchanging our exhale. Our exhale feeds them and their exhale feeds us. Let's do 2 more to each side. And it doesn't get more basic than the air we breathe in terms of like sufficiency and like abundance. Like if we didn't have air to breathe, we'd be dead. We're going to do our standing posture as well. So we'll build from this bottom of the position we've landed in. And this one, everything's the same except effortlessly. You might even lean a little bit into the heels and just effortlessly let your arms rise up to shoulder level. You could imagine that your arms are floating on a body of water, like you're doing Qigong in a pool. That's a plug for my friend Kiara, who's on here, who teaches Qigong and Tai Chi in the pool of Sierra Hot Springs. And where you get the water to just actually hold your arms up. It's pretty nice. And there's a little spiral, like the fractal spiral of all these beautiful oak trees behind me. And you can visualize green light in the kidney area, that actual right side of your torso under the ribs, or in this whole area.
Liver area, yeah.
Say again?
Did you say like in the liver area?
Liver area, yes, under the right side of the ribs where the liver is, and or in this oval shape, however it makes sense. Green, like light green or spring green. Fill the breath. Let your body be filled with breath in and out through the nose. How effortless can this be? One more breath. Let it be relaxed. Good job. Tonify kidneys, tonify liver. All right. All right. I'm going to make an executive decision not to go back to the metal element for Venus. We love you, Venus. But we are going to do water to wood, which is its own name of a flow, which builds on what we just did. There's a little energy movement of the fountain, and little bit of this tree, but it's about creating an opportunity to clear the horizon and see a vision of some sort. So that'll be our expansive Jupiter energy, and Venus is just all up in here. Okay, so we are gonna go back to our little fountain type movement where we tuck the tailbone and inhale the arms up, but your elbows can soften for this one. And then on the inhale, on the exhale, sorry, you just kind of go into hug a tree or hold a tree or be a tree. So from here, inhale, exhale, and I kind of flop. And then I'm going to turn from the hips to mirror me, arms follow. I start with the palm facing me, and then I turn my palms face out, and I turn back to the center and clear the horizon. And then the arms float down, back of the hands together, tuck the tailbone, inhale, roll up. Exhale, hug a tree. Turn to the other side. Turn the palms out, then kind of oval shape, and then come back to center. And down. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. So that's the whole thing as an exhale, and then we inhale again. And then stay vertical. Yeah, don't go this. Stay vertical. Yep. And then turn. And flip the palms. Yeah. And so just to break that part down, when we're coming back here, 3 things are happening. I'm turning from my hips, my arms follow, but this inside hand is moving a little faster, and there's an extra motion that's clearing the horizon. And then both arms are kind of floating down to start again. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And flip the hands and exhale, clear the horizon, and then keep going if you can. Just a reminder. Inhale, this is an exhale. Tuck the tailbone, roll up. Exhale, hug. Inhale, turn. Flip the palms, exhale. Nice, nice stand. Challenge us to stay relaxed in the shoulders. This is, we're doing a lot of movement of the arms, and let the water, the invisible water, hold our arms up. Or lower your arms and hands. That's a modification. You could try lower. Now we're drawing the water up, and then we're feeding the wood. Like, of course, the water is needed to water the plants, all the beings of the wood element, the trees. And energetically, I didn't say this before, but when we nurture the water element, the kidneys, we're nurturing the qualities of peace and tranquility. You could say deep, deep relaxation, which then engenders creativity, which one of the qualities of the wood element. Creativity and kindness. To kind of find our own peace before we can be kind to other people and be creative. I'm going to do a couple more. One more, maybe on each side. We'll do one more on each side. Now we'll be balanced side to side. then we'll come to hold the chi ball right at the belly center, feeling our energy as it exists kind of electromagnetically between the palms. And connecting a full deep breath into the belly with perhaps expansion and contraction of the ball of energy. And then just in honor of the metal element, let's just place our chi infused hands at our lungs, because lungs are ruled by metal. This is our ode to metal right here. And just blessing and tonifying the lungs with visualization, perhaps of the healing color, which is white, pearly light, or just that feeling of the energy coming from the palms, energizing the hands. We are a big chi ball as well, so you might feel that playing with your breath. There we go. And we'll do some storage now. We'll pull down the heavens 3 times, directing the energy to the belly center and guiding and directing the excess energy to store for healing, growth, and repair. Effortless coordination of breath and movement. Inhale. Exhale. Go into our bamboo in the wind, which is wood element also. Feet knees together. And then allowing the bones to be like that structure that's strong and rooted, and yet there's a suppleness, so soften the soft tissue, allow a swaying, a flexibility, all the while letting the hands on the belly kind of encourage, a low breath, natural but low, deep breath, belly breath. The element moves the nervous system. So this is like our standing Shavasana, integrating the practice into our nervous system. Making a circle around the navel, winding it in, bringing ourselves back into physical body. All right, thank you all. Thank you. Happy conjunction in Cancer of this Jupiter and Venus.
One little cool thing to look at the Venus through a telescope or or binoculars. Notice when it's bright like this, it's actually a crescent, like the moon, because it's an interior planet.
What's a crescent?
As like a crescent moon.
Yeah.
That's what Venus looks like.